Namaste and welcome to another episode of Self Improvement. Let us talk today about another character building trait, and that is patience. We often hear a lot about patience, but let us just check a few of our own behavior patterns to understand how we are as far as the trait of patience is concerned. When we are watching television, how often does one want to change channels? You see one channel for 2 minutes, then you go on to the next one, then another one. Strange that we don't have patience to even watch something, at least for a little time, to decide whether it is worth watching or it isn't. Then we come to, our messaging. You receive a long message or you have a long file which you have downloaded from the internet. You just read 4 or 5 words and then you get impatient. You say, no, I cannot do this. A forwarded video comes. It's a 4-minute video. You watch half a minute and say, that's enough. I remember one expert in speaking saying in a meeting that, I upload my YouTube videos on various aspects, but not more than 5 to 7 minutes, because I know that nobody concentrates beyond the 5 or 7 minutes. Now imagine the plight of us teachers. We have to teach for 1 hour. When I was in service, I used to do that. Does it mean that nobody has the patience to listen for 1 hour? Does it not mean that we should cultivate this quality of patience? Does it not mean that by becoming patient, we become better? Now notice yourself or another person, somebody waiting at the bus stop. The bus is not coming. You keep jumping from one foot to the other. You're wasting so much energy, strictly unnecessary energy, but you could certainly not waste this energy. Quietly, you can wait because you're jumping around or you're looking at the time every 5 seconds is not going to speed up that bus which is coming. Similarly, suppose you're waiting for a friend. The friend is a little late, not coming. You keep running to the window or the balcony 100 times to check every second if the friend has come, if the person you're waiting for has come. What does all this indicate to us? All this shows us that we are not capable of using this trait of patience. So what exactly is patience? How does one define it? It is to be unmoved in difficulties, in problems, in suffering, in delay. Don't be upset. Don't feel as though you have to do something at this instance. Patience is that virtue which all of us require in order to live properly, in order to reach the highest pinnacle of our lives. We require to be patient. Now, patience is also the ability to do a job completely. Many of us start many jobs. We do, for the first few hours or first few days, we do it wholeheartedly. And then what happens? We stop midway because we have lost our patience. We don't complete it. There are many people who keep starting various jobs and then they don't complete. I'm reminded here of a story, a parable which Sri Ramakrishna used to say. He says that a person is digging a well. He digs a few feet in one place. Then somebody comes and says, no, no, why are you digging here? You dig 10 meters away, you might get a lot of water. He goes there and he again digs a few feet. Again, he gets distracted. He has no patience to continue in that same place. What he does is he goes on and on. At the end of the day, he has dug enough number of feet to have reached the water level. But because he did it in 10 or 20 different places, he could not get any water. So this happens to many of our jobs also. We start something, we want to do it, but we are not able to complete it. Those of you who might want to become entrepreneurs, you have to remember this, because many people start a job business, it doesn't succeed in a day. You have to keep patience. And slowly, if you continue with the same thing, you will get, your patience will be rewarded. Also, patience shows us how to control anger, aggressiveness, impatience, frustration. All these things can be controlled if we learn the virtue of patience. This is a great quality. And that is why, as I told you, in self-improvement, building up character is very important. Swami Vivekananda gave first priority to character in real education. We are getting high degrees, lots of education, sophisticated knowledge base, but our character might not be developing properly. That is why we have so much conflict in the world, so much negatives in the world, so much battles, and such terrible acts are being committed because character is non-existent. You have everything else, but you don't have character. That is why in the last few episodes of self-improvement, we are talking about developing our character, making the character strong. If we can do this, if we can really make the character strong, then of course we have every ability that will make us better and better. Human excellence can be reached when we cultivate all these ideas. So that is what we need to do. Now let us think of some examples, as I usually give some examples. If you have read the stories of anglers, anglers are people who sit for fishing with a fishing rod, not the fishermen who go with nets and who catch, many fish just by putting the net inside the water. Of course, some of them leave the net overnight, again, patience. But the real example of patience is the angler. This person takes the fishing rod, puts a small trout into it, and sits for hours together, does not lose patience, continues on and on till he catches the fish. The example of the angler is given in many of our scriptures. And the Avadhuta stories tell us about how concentration also is important. That is the story of the angler. Take the example of scientists. A Nobel Prize winner does not win it in 1 minute or in 1 day. Many years, many decades of experimenting in the laboratory finally leads to a good result, finally leads to a great discovery, finally leads to a life-changing experience in the scientific field. This is a great example of patience. Suppose every day the scientist loses patience. The scientist just, takes up the job by saying, okay, fine, I have not got anything in 1 week or 10 days or 1 year. I'm going to give up. Bodybuilders, now Olympics are going to start. Can you imagine the patience which all these Olympic sports persons have? They have to train for a long time. And how they train, that requires patience. If they feel that after working hard for a month or two, they can win an Olympic medal, that is never going to happen. They have to start training from their childhood. And then by the time they are in their later teens or about 20, etc., they are ready to compete. Suppose you plant a tree. You say, I've planted a mango tree. Now, I want mangoes within the first year. It's not possible. Many times, a mango tree is planted and the person who planted it is no more to eat the fruit. Many years later, the fruit comes. That person might no longer be alive. Somebody else benefits. So we have to be patient. We cannot say that we want instantly, everything instant, like instant coffee. But those people who love coffee will tell you that the procedure of making, decoction is a much better tasting coffee than the instant variety. Instant is because we have no time. Patience makes us realize that for everything, if we devote adequate time, that is very good. The Holy Mother Sharada Devi was a great example of patience. She herself says, when she's speaking to one of her disciples, Swami Arupananda, she says that God has infinite patience. There is no limit to the patience of God. This is there in the Gospel of the Holy Mother. I can give you an example of patience from her own life. She had a problem with her spleen. So in those days, the treatment was a burning of the spleen, from above. So the patient had to lie down and 4 people would catch the hands and legs, then keeping a leaf on the spleen, wherever the spleen is, on that part of the abdomen, hot wood is applied, burning wood is applied. The whole skin gets burned and the patient keeps shouting and struggling. So when she had a problem, she also went for that treatment. And when they came to hold her, she said, don't worry. I have enough patience to bear this pain and suffering. So without making a noise, without struggling or trying to escape, she took that painful treatment. An excellent example of patience. Like that, we need to cultivate patience. People are very eager to become rich quickly, so they have to do the wrong thing. If you are patient, you work slowly, then you will have enough material goods. Patience in our sadhana, very important. You might have to practice for lives and lives for real sadhana. And that patience nobody has. They said, oh, I got nothing. By praying, I got nothing. So why should I continue to pray? These are examples which we can remember. Then we have, the idea of, I can give you another example from the Ramayana. Everybody knows the story of Shabari. It's a story of patience. She waited patiently all her life till she was old, being sure that Lord Rama would come to her and he would eat those fruits which she had been preserving. But they were preserved for a long time. So Lord Rama also shows a lot of patience. Shabari tastes each fruit and gives it to him. He sits there, one by one, the little fruit he's willing to eat. So Shabari and the story of Shabari, the reaction of the Lord, all these are examples of patience. These are like models for us to learn from. If we learn from such models, we can get a lot of benefit in improving our character. Now, let me talk to you about the advantages of being patient. Why should we be patient? What is it that we are going to get? Like we have in all our mantras, at the end of the mantra, we have something called as Phalashruti. Listen to the gains. What are you going to gain if you recite this? And they give you a long list of things that you are going to gain by that. So similarly, when we are patient, what are the advantages we get? What happens to us? It gives us hope. Patience gives a lot of hope in a hopeless situation. When you have no hope at all, you patiently pray. You patiently sit. You don't get flustered. You don't get impatient. You don't get stressed out or anxious or worried. What happens is that patience gives hope. This is what we have to remember. That's a great advantage of patience. Patience teaches us not to give up easily. We are easily hopeless. We lose our concentration. We lose our staying power. We say, oh, I have to give up now. Suppose you're learning to drive a vehicle. It needs a lot of patience. On the first day, you drive where there's no traffic. On the day when you go where there's traffic, you can't let go. You say, you leave the vehicle and say, oh, I cannot drive. There's so much traffic. Everybody is here and I will go and hit against them. So I cannot drive. So what we require, advantage of patience is it does not allow you to let go. Say, go on trying, keep trying. And that is important. Patience gives us all our achievements, any success. I remember Sri Kantanandaji used to speak about self-confidence as the key to success. Self-confidence, how do you cultivate this confidence? You need patience. You need to spend a lot of time to cultivate self-confidence. And then what you get, the benefit you get is success. To want success in a moment, you just flick your fingers and then you say, success, please come. That is like magic, like the magic lamp of Alauddin. You rub the lamp and then the genie comes and says, what can I do for you? That is not how life is. Life requires patience. So you need to work very hard in order to get success. And this hard work very often doesn't get you immediate result. And that is where patience is required. A person wants to appear in a competitive exam. Don't you think that person has to patiently prepare? 16 hours, 18 hours a day preparation for a year or two, maybe 5 years, and then achievement. Whatever you wanted, you have achieved only because you had the patience to practice. If you lose your patience midway, then achievement does not come. Then it helps us not to feel regret. Regret is a terrible emotion. As we grow older, our regret becomes more and more. Saying, oh, I could have done this when I was young, but I have not done it. When I was a child, I should have done this, but I did not do it. Like that, we keep having a lot of regrets. So, patience at all points. No use regretting the past. Now you patiently rectify your mistakes. You say that this, I could not do when I was young. Now I have realized, I have understood that these have to be done. Therefore, let me do them. Let me try to put into practice the quality of patience and the quality required to achieve these things which I am regretting Oh, why did I waste time? I've heard many students saying this, that last semester I wasted a lot of time. Why did I do that? Why was I so, careless in the last semester? That regret is not necessary. Patiently start preparing for this semester. Don't be impatient with yourself, or don't regret what you have missed out. That is not going to help at all. Then we have, of course, the peace of mind, the happiness, the calmness which comes when we are patient. A person who is impatient is wasting a lot of energy. A person who has patience is directing that energy in the right channel. Energy gets scattered by all the negatives. So we put it in all one place, and we try to put it in such a way that a good outcome is there. Therefore, whenever we want to be impatient, whenever we want to be aggressive, or whenever we feel frustrated, we need to practice the quality of patience. This patience is what will be the best instrument in our hand. If we have patience, it is like the most powerful tool to take us forward, wherever we want to go, however we want to go, because life is a journey. We have to keep going, we have to keep traveling. So, wherever we are going, however we are going, whenever we are going, the instrument we require with us is patience. If we have patience, that's wonderful. Now let us look at the various ways in which we can cultivate patience. How is it that you are going to become patient? That let us see. In English, we have a saying. That saying is, look before you leap. Leap means to jump. So before you're going to jump, you see, where are you going to jump? Is it safe? Are you able to jump that much? Will your jumping there help you, or will it not help you? If you think of all these things, then you will understand that patience is so important here. The word look before you leap. Look means to think patiently, to consider patiently, not to do something impulsively. Look before you leap means don't be impulsive. Don't do something without thinking adequately about it. So look before you leap. In everything in life, we have to think patiently. Suppose you have gone out, you have gone to somebody's house for food, lunch or dinner invitation. That person is not serving you. Now, can you demand? Can you ask? It is not polite. You have to wait for that person to serve you. So, what you require here is patience. An impatient person gets angry. Hunger makes you very angry. So you say, I'm so hungry, I'm so angry. But you have to wait. That is social etiquette, polite behavior. So we need to be polite in these ways. So the word look before you leap. Whenever you are getting impatient, think of it, try to understand the situation, and all your thoughts collected together will make you feel better. Now, there was a famous English poet, John Milton. Milton slowly became blind, so he could not write very good poetry. In one of the poems, he writes as the last line, on his blindness, he writes. He says, I'm not able to write anything. How will I serve God? He thought that his poetry is like worshiping God. His creativity is his offering to God, his worship to God, because he was very talented as a poet. Then he says, they also serve who only stand and wait. They also serve. We want to serve God. We want to serve the Almighty. But what do? Not working hard, who only stand and wait. They don't do anything. They don't write poetry or they don't struggle. They don't keep doing activities. They just wait. They stand and they wait. This word stand and wait here implies be patient. Milton was becoming impatient with his blindness. He thought, oh, if I become blind, how will I write? Of course, many of his poems were dictated to his daughter. So he was writing his mind and his daughter's eyes and hand. So he composed many great works, but he felt also frustrated. He felt impatient. He felt very sad that he's losing his eyesight. It is normal. But then I defined patience, you remember? That, you have to be unmoving even in difficulties, in pain, in suffering, in delay. All these things you have to be unmoving. You can't get upset with all this. And that is why these lines are a very important, idea for us to always remember whenever we are losing patience. They also serve who only stand and wait. If we think like that, we would cultivate patience. Now, the next point is that patience is best cultivated from childhood. Our childhood upbringing, our childhood conditioning is very important for us to become patient. In many countries which can afford all this, small children are given pet animals to look after. They say, okay, for your third birthday or fourth birthday, you're given a bird or you're given a puppy, you're given a rabbit. You look after this. What it teaches you is not only responsibility, but patience. This little thing which belongs to you, you are yourself so tiny, but you have to look after this. I remember in school very often, they would tell us to plant a seed, wait for 7 days till the sprout came out, and then bring it to class. Many students would lose patience. They would keep digging up and seeing the seed, how it is. Some students had great patience. They would wait for 7 days, this much of shoot with 2 leaves come out, and then you take it to the class and show it to everybody. So planting, stitching, many of us, stitching, tailoring, cooking, painting, these are all patience building activities for children. These days we find that children are playing some very violent and some very swift games. There is a card game called Patience, If you look at British English Dictionary, you will find a game called Patience. Patience is very important. So there is a game, it teaches you patience. Psychologists say that whatever kind of things you have done in childhood, that is the kind of person you grow up to be. If from childhood you have been taught to clean your corner or to clean your room in the house, you cultivate patience because you need a lot of patience to do this activity. If you have been taught to share everything, others come and pull off your things, you don't quarrel with them. You're a small child. That other child takes away your toys. You just wait. You just look around and see. Patiently, you need to wait. These are the ideas which we have to keep in mind, that childhood conditioning is very important. But in case you have not had childhood conditioning, you can change now also. I remember in my own childhood, the entire family, I may have been 5 or 6 years old, entire family would collect for half an hour in the evening. As immediately after twilight, before doing my homework, we would all sit there. My grandfather would read out for half an hour Bhagavad Gita. A small child could not understand much, but it gave the lesson of patience. We were taught that when this is being done, you should fold your hands, fold your legs, sit quietly without moving. It teaches patience. Meditation, when you sit for meditation, it teaches you a lot of patience, because for years together, you might not get what you are looking for, the dazzling result of, God's grace. But you have to keep trying. And that is where you get patience. Patience comes to you when you keep trying. So if you got it from childhood, very good. Keep strengthening it. If you haven't learned it in childhood, start learning now. And as the future custodians of the next generations, as future parents, future grandparents, always inculcate the habit of patience in children. Today, children are growing up to be fairly impatient because everything is quick. You have to do everything quickly. And this hurry, 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 this rush, that is what, we have no patience. Another poet, Wordsworth, says, the world is too much with us. Getting and spending, we have no time to wait. So we have no patience to wait. We have no desire to wait. We want gratification immediately. We want achievement immediately. We want the reward at once. This is not correct. This shows immaturity of your character. We require to be mature. And then, of course, the last point, which is very important, is that excess of patience, anything in excess is bad. So I have told you how important patience is. But too much patience is considered lethargy. Lethargy means what? Laziness, the desire not to do anything, the desire not to move around, the desire not to achieve anything. Oh, I'm very patient. But are you patient or are you lazy? This we have to understand. Unless we understand this, unless we, analyze it properly, we are not going to cultivate the right kind of patience. So we have to remember that every virtue can become a vice if it becomes excessive. That is the point about self-improvement. We know ourselves best. And if we are able to do properly whatever we would like to do, become what we want to become, because it is in our hands. And then we find that all this self-improvement gives us a wonderful life. Our life ahead becomes very important. Patience with the pandemic, I can give you this example. People are losing patience with the pandemic. They're saying, what is this? 1.5 years are over. We are locked up. We are not going anywhere. This is where patience is required. Oh, I cannot go out with a mask. It is suffocating. It's very unhealthy to wear a mask. Again, what you require is patience. We cannot have, all the immunity building foods. No, I prefer to have fast food. I cannot do this. I cannot live a life like this. Oh, I have stopped traveling. I must travel now. All these things teach us patience. So the pandemic is giving us a very positive lesson in patience. If we learn it, we benefit. If we don't learn it, we lose a wonderful opportunity. Thank you and namaste.